Hello, I'm James from Path of Yoga, and today I'm going to share with you 5 ways to improve your yoga practice. So, number one is self practice. This is your own personal, private practice that you do at home, and this is where the magic really happens. Now, there's nothing wrong with going to group classes or led classes. In fact, I think they're great. But in my opinion, the intention of going to a led class should be that it informs or helps us to evolve our private practice. So going to a led class is great, but we perhaps get some feedback on what we're doing or learn a couple of new techniques, and then we take what we've learned, take it with us back into our own home practice and integrate it there and work on it there and continue to do so until maybe a few days later it's time to go back to your teacher and get some more feedback. Which brings me to point number 2, which is find the right teacher for you. Now, there are so many different aspects to yoga, and there are so many different kinds of teachers out there. So you find the teacher that you resonate with, the teacher that you connect with, the teacher that is speaking your language. And take your time to try different styles out, different teachers out, and really find that person that works for you. There's not going to be any one teacher that is right for all of us yoga students. And also, there doesn't have to be just one teacher that's going to satisfy all of your yogic needs and interests. I mean, for me, for example, my meditation teacher is not the same person as my philosophy teacher. The teacher that I go to for asana, posture practice, and hatha yoga techniques is not the same person I go to learn about anatomy. So it's okay to have multiple teachers for different aspects. And the final thing is that you don't have to attach yourself to a teacher for life. I mean, if you do find a teacher for life, that's a very beautiful thing, but it doesn't have to be that way. We can find a teacher that we connect with for some weeks or months or years, and then move on and start to learn from somebody else. This is totally fine. It's totally okay. So, third way to improve your yoga practice, start to introduce an awareness phase at various points in the practice. So an awareness phase is just a brief period where you can just stop, pause, perhaps close your eyes and take stock. Notice where you are at. Notice what's happening. Take a moment and just feel. Notice what are the effects of my practice so far until this point. And I call this an awareness phase. You want to start introducing these phases of awareness into your practice, just to notice what's going on and perhaps make some modifications. You can notice, do I need to take a step back here, or perhaps do I need to challenge myself a little bit more? Number 4 is Mauna. Now, the translation of the word Mauna is noble silence. And as you probably know, in various spiritual traditions around the world, silence often plays a tool. And there's many practitioners out there who've taken a vow of silence for maybe some days, weeks, months, or even years. Now, I'm not suggesting that you have to do that, although if you want to, you are of course very welcome. But what I'm talking about here is simply inviting you to introduce a short period of silence at the end of your practice. Now, it's up to you how long. Maybe it'll be 5 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, maybe half an hour. But I just want you to cast your mind back to the last time you went to a really great yoga class. Yeah, so you're there maybe at an hour-long or 90-minute class, and this teacher's done an amazing job, guided everyone into states of inner peace that you could never even have dreamed of, and you're now here at the end of the practice, and the teacher closes with 3 Oms, and then that's it, you come back, and what is the first thing that everyone does? Well, usually the first thing that everyone does, they turn to their neighbor and they start chatting and they get the phone out and they start checking WhatsApp and Facebook, and all of that beautiful presence and awareness and inner peace that you've cultivated just kind of dissipates and dissolves as everyone just dives back into regular everyday life. So what I'm suggesting here is that we just take a little bit of time at the end of the practice to remain with ourselves. A short period of refraining from communication or from getting distracted by what's happening on the phone. Just take some moments to really stay with, how does it feel to roll up my yoga mat? How does it feel to walk down the hall? How does it feel to be in the shower and the feeling of the water on my skin? Take that period to stay with yourself, and it'll have the effect of starting to bring all of these beautiful things that you found in the practice out into your everyday life, rather than having this sort of contrived barrier where you're like, peaceful, 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 boom, stop, and straight back into the distractions of modern life. So give that a go, Mauna, Noble Silence. And then the last thing I want to share with you, the last way that you can improve your yoga practice, is to go on a yoga teacher training. This is such an amazing opportunity. 4 weeks to dive deep into these teachings, 4 weeks to live like a yogi, 4 weeks to dedicate to yourself, to improving your life, to becoming healthier, to becoming happier, to focusing on those patterns and those limiting beliefs and those self-destructive compulsive behaviors. A 200-hour teacher training can really be the most transformational step you ever take. Even if you don't want to teach, but you simply want to dive deeper into yoga and work on yourself. 200-hour teacher training is just an amazing opportunity, and I can sincerely say, hand on my heart, that it's one of the greatest things that I ever did for myself. So I hope this helps. If you are interested in finding out more about teacher training, then I invite you to join me for this short online yoga masterclass, and you can find the link just next to this video, and that'll answer lots and lots of questions that you may have about doing a teacher training, and you can get immediate access simply by clicking on that link. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you very soon.